If you hire a standard yellow rig like this to drill a tub well in your backyard, you will usually hit fresh, flowing water at about 200 feet. Hitting that life-sustaining layers so quickly gives us a skewed perspective. We walk around every day assuming we know exactly what sits beneath our shoes. But in 1970, a massive scientific initiative launched here, in Soviet Russia, to challenge the limits of our geological knowledge. They called it the Kola Super Deep Borehole. Unlike commercial rigs searching for oil or water, these engineers had a strictly academic mission: to bore straight down into the crust and physically retrieve the hidden layers of our planet. At the time, we had a better map of the lunar surface than we did of the bedrock 5 miles below ground. This team treated the subterranean world like a dark, pressurized vacuum, a place demanding specialized technology to survive. The Kola project was an attempt to forcefully catalog the physical structure of the Earth, using engineering might to pierce layers that had never seen the light of day. For years, massive industrial bits ground their way through incredibly dense, ancient granite, biting deeper into the Earth day after day. Progress was measured in inches per hour, but eventually the team reached a staggering depth of over 6.5 lakh feet, plunging miles into the planet's interior. This chart shows the true scale of that drop. If that tiny notch near the top represents our 200-foot water well, the Kola borehole plummets relentlessly past aquifers and fossil deposits into the deep, dark bedrock. At this depth, the sheer mass of the crust above creates a crushing pressure environment. The team was handling rock structures that had been sealed away and compressed for billions of years. Reaching this milestone demonstrated the endurance of human engineering, but it also brought the project to a threshold where the mechanical behavior of their tools began to fail. The deep crust is not a passive layer of cold stone. As the shaft extended downward, the environment turned into an active thermal trap. The temperature in the shaft began to spike violently. The heat radiating from the bedrock far exceeded the mathematical models the Soviet engineers had used to design their equipment. At these extremes, the intensely pressurized rock began to lose its rigidity, slowly becoming more like a thick, heated plastic. The borehole became a hostile environment that fought back against every inch of mechanical progress. The advanced machinery hit a physical wall. Massive industrial diamond bits began to bind, warp, and cease functioning as ambient heat overwhelmed the cooling systems. The project wasn't stopped by a lack of will, but by the sheer reality of the deep crust, a place where the heat was intense enough to render our strongest tools completely useless. With the mechanical equipment failing, the researchers turned to sensors to understand what was happening at the bottom of the shaft. Before sealing the site, microphones were lowered into the 65,000-foot void. They expected to hear the low hum of tectonic movement, but instead they captured an inexplicable acoustic anomaly. The recordings were chaotic and distressing. To the engineers listening on the surface, the sounds eerily resembled thousands of human screams echoing up from the depths. These recordings led to a sudden, panicked halt to all operations. The scientists permanently sealed the borehole, leaving the mystery buried at the bottom of the shaft. Today, the Kola Super Deep site is a collection of rotting concrete and rusted steel, a derelict reminder of a project that was abandoned in haste. We have the power to dig millions of feet into the Earth, but the extreme heat and those unexplained